So for years now, OnePlus has put out premium quality smartphones that have been missing just a couple of those lovely little features that we all like but aren't really quite essential in order to undercut the big boys like Huawei and Samsung. So if you could live without the likes of wireless charging, for instance, and knowing that you had a camera that wasn't quite as good as some of its rivals, then basically OnePlus would give you a bargainous blower that matched those heavyweights for the likes of performance and media chops. But with the fresh new 8 Pro, OnePlus has basically said bollocks to all of it and transmogrified into a full-on ultra premium mode. So now features like wireless charging and proper IP water resistance are present and correct, alongside an innovative 120Hz display, full 5G support and a revamped bit of camera tech. But of course, with those improvements comes the inevitable price rise. So the OnePlus 8 Pro kicks in at 800 quid here in the UK, making it one of the most expensive OnePlus handsets to date, if you don't count those mental McLaren efforts. Now, I've had the OnePlus 8 Pro with me for about a month now, and I've been using it as my full-time personal handset for the past week, so here is my full in-depth OnePlus 8 Pro review to see if it's your next premium blower. And for more on the latest greatest tech, please do poke, subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Now, as far as the design goes, I definitely have more love for the more compact OnePlus 8 compared with this Pro model. The standard 8 sure wasn't exactly compact, but this here 6.8-inch behemoth is a serious struggle for my arthritic gremlin claws. At 200 grams, this is a hefty wee beastie, and it may not be the slipperiest of glass finishes, but certainly one-handed use is very tricky, especially as there's still no screen shrinking mode here in OxygenOS 10.5. And I've also found that when using the OnePlus 8 Pro, my palm flab will sometimes occasionally intrude on that edge-to-edge display, and I'll end up selecting options that I didn't mean to, which is really weird because it never happened with me on the standard OnePlus 8, despite the fact that they share the same edge-to-edge design. Maybe it's just because this is a bigger handset, my clutch is slightly different. Still, anyway, most premium phones in 2020 are basically big hefty bastards, so there's no real shock here. And thankfully, this glacial green version of the OnePlus 8 Pro has a matte glass finish rather than the usual fingerprint-loving glossy efforts. Although I'm definitely still not convinced that it's actually green in any way at all. Maybe my eyes have finally gone wonky from all of those dodgy internet sites. That back end is reassuringly tough as well, not a scuff in sight after almost a month of play. But you don't get a pre-installed screen protector around front on the Pro model, and that display already has some light nicks on it. So yeah, you'll definitely want to slap on one yourself to keep it pristine, especially as this thing ain't cheap. Now, until now, OnePlus has never actually had an IP rating for water resistance on any of its premium tech, despite the fact that most of its rivals do offer that extra bit of peace of mind. Although previous Pro handsets could definitely survive a bit of a dunking, no worries whatsoever. But the OnePlus 8 Pro does come rocking a big fat IP68 badge, so you can rest assured that it won't gurgle and die if you accidentally drop it while watching Homes Under the Hammer in a lovely hot bubbly bath.
What? I've got to unwind somehow and all the bloody pubs are closed.
And speaking of quintessential BBC entertainment on your smartphone, the OnePlus 8 Pro also serves up one of the best mobile displays of 2020 so far. Definitely great news for any media fans. That 6.78-inch Fluid AMOLED panel chucks super crisp visuals right at your face with that Quad HD Plus resolution. So even though this is a massive screen, everything stays pleasingly pin sharp. The refresh rate has been bumped up from 90Hz to 120Hz for this Pro model too. Not that I can personally notice any difference between the two. The motion was just as buttery smooth on the standard OnePlus 8. Plus, this thing can definitely smash well past the 1000 nits barrier on that maximum brightness when you venture outdoors, so no worries for visibility. Frankly, I'd be more worried about irradiating my face. The OnePlus 8 Pro also boasts the same just noticeable colour difference rating of 0.4, which basically means that you can expect accurate true-to-life colour reproduction, which is ideal when editing pics and the like. And if you're picky about your visuals as well, you can dive on into the OnePlus 8 Pro's display settings and you've got full customization in there, so you can bump up or scale down the resolution and the refresh rate, or you can also dive in here and have full control over the color output as well, get those natural sRGB gamuts on the go, or get your eye-popping visuals with the AMOLED wide gamut. That will absolutely explode your eyeballs with vividness. And don't worry about manually tweaking the resolution and the refresh rate, because the OnePlus 8 Pro can intelligently do it for you based on the actual situation, what you're doing with the phone, and of course your remaining battery life. OnePlus has crammed even more clever tech onto the Pro as well, including an HDR boost feature to dynamically improve the contrast in the colours on any SDR level video. It's not a feature that you can toggle for comparison purposes, but the contrast levels here are certainly strong with pleasingly deep blacks and of course those perfectly natural colours. One feature that you can however turn on and off is the fresh new motion graphics smoothing, which can basically upscale any standard 30 FPS video content to a whopping 120 FPS to match that crazy refresh rate. This can make your shows look even more lifelike on supported services like YouTube, but I also occasionally noticed a strange little stutter or stammer here and there, as if my video suddenly skipped a beat. And while the effect definitely works well for panning shots on nature documentaries and the like, it can also make more up-close footage look a bit bizarre at times. I think it's one of those features that just needs a bit of love, a little bit of tweaking here and there before we can truly call it revolutionary, and also a shortcut toggle here in the notifications bar would not be amiss. But anyway, I've covered the display features and all of the best bits of OxygenOS 10.5 in my full OnePlus 8 Pro tips and tricks guide, so definitely go check that out for a closer look at the software and all of that loveliness. Now, crammed inside the OnePlus 8 Pro, you get the same uber-powered Snapdragon 865 chipset as the standard model, but now backed with either 8 or 12 gigs of faster DDR5 RAM. So of course, all of your apps will run like a dream and gaming is an absolute delight. But sadly, PUBG Mobile still tops out at 40 FPS right now as I shoot this video, and the likes of Alto's Odyssey don't creep above 60 FPS, so they really do not make the most of that 120Hz tech. But all the same, at least PUBG doesn't drop below that 40 FPS rate at all, even on those maximum HDR gaming settings, while the 240Hz touch response means that your every swipe and poke is instantly registered. Of course, a flat screen is technically better suited to action games like this, but I didn't find it an issue at all with the default controls layout. And that nifty Fanatic mode is still about to block notifications and keep your annoying fellow humans from interfering in your fragathon. And the OnePlus 8 Pro is fully 5G ready. You've got dual SIM support in there, and it's got a bit of Wi-Fi 6 support as well, so it's basically future-proof. And yeah, you're sorted for storage too, got either 128 gigs or 256 gigs depending on how much you splash out, although sadly there's once again bugger all micro SD memory card support. And the battery tech has also been boosted for this fresh Pro model, so you get a mighty 4510 mAh battery in there, which will happily keep you powered up all day long. After the usual bedding in period, I found that the OnePlus 8 Pro usually had about 20 to 25% battery charge remaining at the end of a fairly busy day. The only way I've managed to get it close to 0% is basically by bumping up all of the display features, so it's now at Quad HD resolution, it's running 120Hz. I did a good bit of Skyping earlier for about an hour, played almost an hour of PUBG, and it's currently set at 10% at 10 o'clock, so again, not a bad effort at all. And sure, that Warp Charge 30T tech might have been surpassed by the likes of Dart Charge on your Oppo and Realme smartphones, but it'll still do the job no problem. And it's great to see that OnePlus has actually put a bit of smart optimized charging here on the OnePlus 8 Pro as well as the standard OnePlus 8. This basically ensures that your OnePlus 8 Pro doesn't overcharge if you leave it plugged in overnight. It'll trickle charge for that final little bit up to 100%, so it's reached just before you normally leap out of bed all bushy-eyed and wide-tailed. Hang on, that's the wrong way around, isn't it? And you've absolutely got to love the Pro's 30-watt wireless charging, which is crazy quick. In fact, it's so quick that the charging pad actually has a bloody built-in fan to stop your phone from overheating. But don't worry, there is a customizable bedtime mode here on the OnePlus 8 Pro, so if you do stick it on that wireless charging pad at nighttime, it won't charge at that maximum 30-watt speed, so it'll slow it down so the phone doesn't get hot and that fan doesn't kick into action and keep you awake all damn night. Now, the final area where the Pro model stands tall over that standard OnePlus 8 is the camera tech, with a completely overhauled quad lens setup slapped there on the back. So not only do you get an upgraded Sony sensor for that 48 megapixel primary lens, but you also get a pumped up 40 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, you get a telephoto lens with a 3x optical zoom, and you get an absolutely bonkers new photochromatic lens. Everyday pics look really good, with strong enough detail for your shots to look sharp when blown right up, especially if you bump up to that maximum 48 megapixel mode, which adds some finer detail to the final image. Colours are boosted slightly at times for a vibrant finish, which I personally quite liked, and the HDR smarts are an improvement over previous OnePlus blowers as well. The likes of the portrait mode and the nightscape mode perform as expected, where you can also shoot up to 4K resolution video at 60 frames per second, with strong image stabilization and a worthy dedicated HDR mode on board as well. But to be perfectly honest, the less said about that photochromatic lens, the better. It is just pure nightmare juice. Now, I've taken an in-depth look at the OnePlus 8 Pro's camera smarts in my full OnePlus 8 versus OnePlus 8 Pro camera review, so definitely go check that out for all you need to know. But basically, it's my favourite OnePlus camera to date on any any of their smartphones, and it'll definitely suit the everyday user down to the ground, especially if you don't want anything ridiculous like a 100 times space zoom. And that right there, in a nutshell, is my full OnePlus 8 Pro review. Definitely the premium OnePlus smartphone that a lot of fans have been crying out for. And yeah, it is that little bit more expensive now at 800 quid, but it's still cheaper than those really top-end Samsungs and Apple smartphones, and I reckon it's worth a punt for any more demanding users out there. But what do you think? Are you tempted by the OnePlus 8 Pro, or maybe it's just too expensive for you, or some of these other features have put you off? Definitely be great to hear your comments. Please bung your thoughts down below, and please do subscribe, ding that notifications bell, and of course have yourselves a lovely week. Cheers everyone, love you.